question is, how do I really know? There's so much beautiful things to know, do, be, have. How do I know what to know?
Well,
next? Knowing.
First of
What's
all,
the
that's a
best
direct
way
contradiction
to
your
best
opening
to know
statement
next?
to us. Get out.
No problem. There's a pool on the 6th floor. I brought my bathing suit.
It's a good place to be. The reason we're playing with you a little bit is because there are times to focus on what you want, and there are times to relax and allow what you've focused upon before to come into your experience. And this is why we are making this important distinction, and it's at the root of your question, so the answer will make a lot of sense to you once we tell you this very short thing. As you pointed out, there are so many options of wonderful things that you could be the creator of, unlimited. And we can understand how, when you look at it conceptually, that it could feel overwhelming. However, you don't have access to all of those things, nor would you want to anyway. So let's say that your life has helped you to focus on something. Maybe it's money, maybe it's a vehicle, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's an improvement in something. Doesn't matter what the subject is, but the subject, every subject, is the subject of what is wanted and the subject of the absence of it. There's a range between having it and not having it that you could be in vibrational alignment with. You might feel sort of prosperous, but you might worry about money too. So you're sort of back and forth on that subject. So in any moment in time when you focus on something, we like to call your attention to it by saying you've picked up the stick of that subject, and on one end of it is what you want, and on the other end of it is the absence of what you want. And the question is, what's your emotional state of being? What's your vibrational point of attraction when you've picked the stick up? Because when you pick the stick up, when you're focused upon it, that's your point of attraction. So let's say it's about money, just for fun, because that's often something that people are wanting and worrying about. So let's say you've picked up the stick called money, and you're pondering it, but you're under the influence of something that just happened, which is bills came that you can't pay, or someone close to you wants something from you financially that you can't afford. And so what's activated within you is a clear feeling of lack of money, and the way you are feeling right now is worried or pensive or even angry or guilty or blameful or resentful. In other words, you've got some of these emotions that are within you now that you've got this stick in your hand. Under those conditions, what we were talking about earlier, you're blowing a vibrational resistant pattern outward, and even though your vortex has been gathering the cooperative components, they can't get to you because your output is whatever you're under the influence of. So the answer, such an important answer to deliberate creation, is be aware of whether you're under the influence of your problem or whether you're under the influence of your solution. You can't be needing something and letting it in at the same time. That does not go together. Esther had another remarkable experience just the other day. She's having so much insight as she's getting a handle on this concept of what influence am I under and how do I feel? What's my point of allowing? What's my state of allowing right here and now? So someone she cares about was not appreciating her. She wanted to be appreciated by this person, and this person wasn't appreciating her. And Esther really felt like she deserved to be appreciated by this person, but this person wasn't appreciating her. And she was with this person for a very short period of time, and this person wasn't appreciating her. And as Esther walked away, Esther thought, I'm not appreciated by this person, and I should be being appreciated by this person. And she knows that that'll get her nowhere, that she wants to be, but she was too busy, had too much to do. Off she went, and left it right there. Well, the very next day, another person was offering just this willing, helpful, not asked for by Esther, helpfulness. And Esther felt so appreciated. She felt so appreciated. Not big things, but she just felt so appreciated. And she'd completely forgotten that moment in time when she wasn't feeling appreciated, because she was sort of living conditionally. And if the condition made her feel unappreciated, then she felt unappreciated. But when the condition caused her to feel appreciated, she felt appreciated. You get what we're talking about. Not a healthy way to live, but almost everyone does it. And in the middle of that, she received a message from this other person, flowing appreciation toward Esther. And Esther had just had that airport experience where she had witnessed a woman screaming for acknowledgement of her value while no one wanted near her because of the forcefulness of her discord. And Esther's putting this all together, and she's thinking, well, if I'm spewing I'm not being appreciated from this particular person, even if that person wanted to appreciate me, that person couldn't appreciate me. You create your own reality. It's so easy to think that this other person should be appreciating you no matter what you're doing, and they very well may be, but you can't let it in. So you look confused, are you? It's attraction, 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 attraction. Esther wasn't letting appreciation in, and she had good reason not to, because she didn't feel that she was seeing any evidence of it. But just the same, Esther wasn't letting appreciation in until she got focused in a way where she did let some appreciation in. And then once she got the pump primed and was letting some appreciation in, then she started being appreciated by the person who wasn't appreciating her before. Doesn't that make a little bit of sense to you? This is what we want you to hear. Feels off the subject, but it isn't. What you're getting isn't about anybody else but you, even though it feels like it's about that person who didn't appreciate me and that person who did. No, it's about that moment in time when I wasn't letting it in, and this moment in time when I am letting it in. And here's the thing. Now you're starting to hear us a little bit, yes? Here's the thing. You can't let what others are doing be your reason for not feeling appreciated or feeling appreciated. You can't be conditional in it. You've got to get out ahead of it. Because if you're having a knee-jerk reaction to what is, then more of the same of what is what's going to come to you, because you're not going to let anything other than the knee-jerk reaction to what is in. Does that make sense to you? Whatever it is that you're feeling is the indicator of the wall that you've got up, or the openness that you have. If you're feeling wonderful, then you're open and more wonderful on all subjects is being allowed into you. But if you're feeling disenfranchised or disadvantaged or not respected or taken advantage of in some way, then that's your vibrational output, and that's affecting everything else that you let in. And none of this has anything to do with the others who are out there interacting with you. It's all you. Now Esther might say, oh, that doesn't seem fair. Doesn't seem like it's all me because I was reacting to other things. We say, therein lies your problem. Letting others control what you're letting in by your isolated moment in time. Picking something that feels bad and then being unhappy that something that feels good can't get in through your spewing of what feels bad. It's attraction, it's attraction, it's attraction. So what is the remedy? Well, for a while we've been teaching you, reach for a thought that feels better. But there's a law of attraction momentum going on that won't let you find a thought that feels better when you're under the influence of something that doesn't feel good. Doesn't that make sense to you? When you try to focus on that subject, you just get more resentful and more unhappy about it as you focus more about it.